Seoi Otoshi is shoulder drop. Tai Otoshi and Seoi Otoshi are similar footwork. The only difference is the Seoi Otoshi, they fall to the side. Tai Otoshi, they fall to the front. But the body movement is similar, okay? Meaning now instead of turning in front of him to drop him, I'm gonna turn to the side to drop him. Okay, so this one might be a little easier. So I get my grip, sleeve, seam, whatever you like, and collar, okay? I'm gonna off balance on the toes just a little bit, okay? Then I'm gonna make a little skip and a drop. I'm gonna come under the shoulder, I'm gonna skip and drop straight down. So hip bump first. Hip bump and Kimura sweep are the same thing. I want to move my opponent's arms off of me, and I'm pulling them forward as I do so, and I'm going to trap right around the shoulder, the shoulder blade, and then put my hand in the armpit. Okay? If nothing happens, I'll immediately just Kimura them. All right? But he's not. He's going to be like, oh, I don't want to be here, and he's going to like pot it back up and pull his head up. And I'm going to pull myself up as I do it. See? As I pull myself up, I drop my knee down and my other knee is up into his armpit almost. My hand comes to the elbow, and with my hip, I'm gonna bump and pull him across my body to bump and sweep him. All right. So we're gonna use the Kimura sweep now to set up the guillotine choke. Usually what happens is I'm just in a poor position and my opponent's able to push me back a little bit. And as I fall back, I catch the guillotine. Okay, so I move the hands, do the same thing, I pose, he backs up, and then he starts to push me back. I'm gonna scoop his head, and you see, and I push myself back. So my hand is around his neck now. My other hand, notice, is under his arm. It's not over his arm, but it's under his arm. So I can reach in, and this hand is going to grab my wrist on the hand that's around his neck. As I grab the wrist, I pull it in nice and tight, right? My hand is now on my belly. This hand, not this one, but the other one is on my belly. I'm gonna start to lay back in my choke. But as I lay back, I don't wanna separate. I wanna keep my chin tight to the shoulder and then pull them into my guard. Another side. Oh, other side. All right. So the first thing that I have to do when we get in here is I need to get in on this hand right away. And I wanna grab the hand that's around my neck. It's very important because if he starts to pull on it now, go ahead, it gives me a little space. See that? I want to start walking forward, right? Once I walk forward, you see all day long, he can just squeeze all day long, nothing's going to happen. See, I'm safe. Okay, so from here I just need to get out. Well, which way do I need to go to get out? That's the question. I don't want to go this way because if I go this way, I'm going to choke myself. So I need to get my knees out over this way. So I'm going to start to pry the knee down. And I'm going to do a staple pass. Now, once I've gotten here, I've got my head, my arm around his head. I'm going to drive my shoulder into his face. Look, and there it is. The arm, I put my hand on my belly. I'm going to swing my hand in, and I'm going to push on his hip. I'm going to plant my foot, and I'm going to turn into him like this. It kind of gives me an opening. See that? So if he tries to push me onto my back, it's actually hard for him. Look at that. It's almost near impossible, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm going to use this to scissor my legs, but I'm going to, instead of putting my knee on the floor, I'm going to put my top knee, I'm going to put it right on his hip. I want to scissor my legs, turn, and come up like this. See that? And I'm going to move off to the side. Now we call this the dog leg. See how my knee's up? And my hand is here. Okay? So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quarter Nelson him. And I'm going to put him on his back. Watch.